Hello, hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are, welcome to this Bold and Raw Talks with me, Benjamin, together with my usual guest, Lydia Tett Olet, parenting. And the talk about today is always about parenting. Every Monday, we meet at this time to talk about parenting, especially parenting of teenagers, because my guest has three beautiful angels, and she's been raising them for quite some years now. So I welcome you. Today is our ninth edition. So if you have never watched this show before, remember that this is the ninth time we're doing it. So the past Mondays, we have done part 1 to part 8, which we did last week on Tuesday. But the program is always on Monday. We did it on Tuesday simply because Lydia had to travel and was not able to do the show on Monday. And me too, I was occupied on Monday last week. So today, May the 2nd, of 2022. I welcome you again, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a parent, please share the video, tag a friend. If you're a proud father or a proud mother, I want you to type there on the comments, I am a proud father or I am a proud mother. And tag your fellow friends who are parents, even your siblings, because this shows every Monday speaks a lot about parenting. And parenting is one of the toughest toughest jobs these days, or toughest duties for so many people, and that's why we started this program. So in the next few minutes, before my guest begins talking, I want to encourage you and request you, please share this video on your timeline, copy the link, put it on WhatsApp group, even in your family group, and bring in as many people as possible. Let us know in the comment section where you're watching us from, as we prepare. So today, last week we did a repeat or a summary of topic 1 to topic 8, which was topic 1, which we did when we started the show, was about who is responsible for our children. Is it the parent? Is it the society? Is it social media? Then we also talked about topic 2 on how to discipline. Is discipline a punishment, or what is punishment and what is discipline for the teenagers or the children? And topic number 3, we talked about the challenges of a single parent, if you're a mother who is raising children alone, or if you're a father and raising children alone. We also talked about that in our 3rd edition. So today, the 4th edition, we will also do a summary of the 4th edition, the 5th edition, and number 6. And then we will pick up your questions and try to respond. So please, welcome here. Thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are. Let me know where you're watching me from as I get my guests. Carol, I see you. Meshak Kamakawa watching from home. Thank you so much, Meshak. Masi, good evening. Wanja Mchiri, I see you. Good evening to you too. Joy Kareu, hello there. And Lei Shiks, Nchwawezi Paul, thank you so much for tuning in and tagging your friends. MU Nda Junior, thank you so much for watching. Paul, I see you. Thank you so much for tagging a friend. Jackie Haemba, I see you. Beatrice Kunda, thank you so much. Ngozi Nganga, thank you so much. Hi, I'm from Nigeria. Thank you so much. It's not a meet and mingle show. It's not for single people. This is for parenting. Every Monday we do parenting. For single people is on Saturdays and on Sundays. So see you on Saturday and Sunday, not today. Thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you, MKA. Lydia, if you're ready, please show me a thumbs up. Okay, good. And all of you are just typing their greetings. Thank you so much. My guest, because of time, my guest is ready, and I want to bring her on the screen so that we begin our discussion. Hello, Lydia.
All right. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as usual, my name is Lydia Tett Olet, and I always want to give glory where glory is due, and I give glory to God for giving us this opportunity, and also give honor where honor is due, and that is to Benjamin and all his supporters and everybody who is coming to listen today. So thank you so much. Mm-hmm. And I always say thank you, Benjamin, for your stage. I saw one of the comments yesterday. Somebody said, "Ulikuwa wapi jana? We missed you." So people are always waiting for you to come in. And then yesterday,
the Meet and Mingle show yesterday, I was occupied. I couldn't be able to do the show, but I will do it this coming Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yes.
So thank you so much, because your platform is life-changing. Your platform is transformational, inspirational, and also motivational, and that's why people miss it, because you give some people something. But we also have people who are gaslighters, people who whatever you say or you do, it can never be good enough. So we also have those ones who only come to see what or how they can destroy something that someone is building. So we do have those people as well. So, and we welcome and we love all of them regardless, because they make us grow. They make us grow. True. So before we start the parenting, I always say, and I'm not perfect. I'm not a perfect parent, and nobody is. My children are not perfect either. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a counselor. I'm just a parent who have this passion to talk to parents about raising up children, because we always say that God gives grace to every single person differently. And I know that the grace God has given me is a grace that I can talk to children. I can also help parents to help their children. And everything we say here is not a must for you to do. It's just a guideline. Like we always say, there's no book for parenting, but there's a guideline for parenting. So, and that's what helped me as well. I followed a lot of guidelines because I attended so many seminars, I attended so many workshops, I attended so many schools about children, because I wanted my children to be good children. And I didn't know how. I didn't even know how to be a parent, because me being raised up, I wasn't raised up in that environment of I didn't copy anything from my family when I was being raised up. So I didn't like that. I wanted something different. But how was I to get something different, something that I don't know? So that's why I attended so many seminars, I attended so many workshops, and I took what I thought was mine and I put it into practice, and it helped me bring up good children. And I'm not going to apologize to anybody for praising my children. I do praise my children a lot. And I think that's the problem. The problem is when we don't praise either our husbands, our wives, or our children enough. We need to praise them enough. You can be, you know what, Benjamin, I want to say something about the Bible now, because I always relate these things back to the Bible. The Bible says in the book of Revelation that he, which means the devil, was overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the power of their testimony. The blood of the Lamb was enough. God didn't have to add the power of our testimony, but the power of our testimony is strong. The power of our testimony is what keeps the enemy away. The power of our testimony, the enemy hates it so much. So when somebody sees you praising your children or praising your husband or your wife, or they want to say, oh, unajiringa, that is the devil, because the devil don't want you to praise anything, because the Bible says that he was overcome by the blood of the Lamb. The blood of a lamb has overcome the devil already, and the power of our testimony. So if you have a testimony, if you have a good husband, a good wife, or good children, praise them, because that is your testimony. So for me, God has given me a testimony about my good children. Are they perfect? No, they're next to perfect. Am I perfect as a parent? No, I'm next to perfect. But I have good children, and I will praise them every blessed day. And being assertive, you can be assertive and not aggressive. There's between aggressive and assertive, and I am an assertive person. I'm not aggressive. And you can be proud and not arrogant. And I am proud of myself. I'm proud of everything I've done. I'm proud of my children, but I'm not arrogant. So I will praise my children every day, because that's my testimony. And that's the only way, the only angle I can also talk to people. Benjamin, if you meet somebody who has never had cancer, and they're coming to talk to somebody who has cancer, they say, I understand. How do you understand? Have you gone through this? No. If you meet somebody who have gone through domestic violence, and someone who has never gone through it, they don't even know what domestic violence feels like or looks like. And they're trying to tell you, oh, Benjamin, don't worry, you'll overcome it, I understand. What do you understand? You've never been through it. So it takes somebody who has been through it to talk to you. That's why when I'm talking to people about parenting, I always give examples of my children.
And in the process, you always praise your children.
Because I always praise them. I praise them before they go to bed. I praise them when they wake up.
Wow.
Because and that is something, Benjamin, as well, that I need to tell parents out there. If you keep on praising your children, you give them that guilt. When they're out there, when they want to do something bad, they'll think of mom and dad. They'll think of, oh my God, mom is always saying I'm good. Dad is always saying this. So before they do something, they'll think. And that's why they always say, lay a strong foundation. So when your child wants to do something, they'll remember that foundation. And one of the foundation is by praising your children all the time.
Making them to stand out, as you always say, to making them stand out before she begins having sex or smoking or drinking. She remembers what moms always says. I am the best. I am the leader. Before I do all these bad things and disappoint my mother, let me stand out and walk away from these friends. Wow, I like that introduction there. it's a response of what Lydia is responding to. After I posted the post, I saw one of the followers commenting there and saying, oh, she wishes that Lydia does not praise her children so much. And of course I responded. Some of you know I always respond to some comments just to make it clear. And yes, praising yourself, praising your children, there is nothing wrong. And I think in Africa we are told if you praise yourself or you praise your children, you look like you're a proud person. So you grow up saying, I'm not going to praise anyone. Let me do it chini ya maji, where people are not seeing or hearing, so that people don't take it like I'm too proud or I am the best of the best. But thank you for addressing that. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome here once again. A happy Eid to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. Yes, for the 1 month of fasting, we hope that your du'as will come to pass, and especially on raising your children. If you're already a parent as a Muslim, we are also wishing you the best together with your child or your children. So welcome here. Let's begin. Our topic today, we will be, our main concern here today will be, other than, as I said from the beginning, we will do a summary of what we did in topic number 4, topic number 5 and number 6. And topic number 4 was about sex, which I have put there on Lydia. Today I've put it there on the screen so that, and the caption, so that we can attract the attention of the viewers.
Yes.
But we will be tackling this topic here. How best can you talk about sex and friends with your teenagers or with your children? Talking about sex and talking about their friends is very, very important. If you are a father and you have a daughter, how can you talk about these two things, sex and friends? If you're a mother, how best can you talk about sex and friends? And so, Lydia, let's begin with what we did in our topic number 4, which was the same as this one. How best can you talk about sex?
Well, through my own experience, you don't sit down to start discussing, okay, today we're having a topic of sex. No. But anytime those things come up, like I always tell my daughter, she always laughs, she said, Mommy, I always tell my daughter, dick will be there forever. Even, and I tell her when she's even with her friends, they're talking, I just come in and I say, you know what, guys, we start talking, then I say, you guys, you need to concentrate, things like sex, dick will always be there. Even if you're 70 years old, is the dick there? Yes, they say yes. And they're like, oh my God, Mommy. But so I just bring it up when I feel like it's time to bring it up. I don't make it like a discussion topic. Okay, guys, sit down.
You don't plan like you say, oh, today on Monday, 22nd, we are going to talk about sex. No, you don't plan like that.
I don't feel like
so
that.
Spontaneously, it just comes.
It just comes because they'll start freaking out. They'll be like, why are you talking to us about that? What did we do? So it's just all of a sudden I'm just like, if anything, if I see, and sometimes I just want it to come. If I see like on Facebook or social media, or maybe they're talking about their friend having sex, that's when I now step in. And then I'll say, you guys, you know what? You see how many young girls are pushing prams in the streets. You see how many young girls, you don't want that. Because if you have sex, you'll have a baby. If you have a baby, my dear, I'm not ready to look after that child. Because even me, my life is busy. So if you're ready to stay home and look after that child, so when we're talking, when I just bring up sex randomly, it's not a topic that I keep. And then when I'm talking about sex as well, I don't prolong it. No. Because
just a few minutes.
Just something short and it's done. And then you wait again, maybe 2 days later or 3 days later. So it's not like, why is Mommy always talking about sex? Why should no? I just bring it up.
Do you bring it up like when you are doing something, maybe you're cooking or cleaning in the car, anywhere? It doesn't really matter. You look at the environment around you, and you're like, wow, okay. Yeah. I think, let's talk about this now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yes, and I also have to look at their own attitude at that time. Are they at that time are they willing to converse back with me? Are they willing? Because sometimes they don't have moods. Sometimes they just even now, sometimes you don't have a mood. So if you say
teenagers are the worst with their moods. I don't know.
Exactly.
Let me ask even the viewers, if you have a teenager, are they moody all the time? I think compared to our generation, maybe we were so pressed with our parents until we had to change our mood. Umekasirikia nini? Umenunia nani? But these days, a teenager can go quiet on you as a parent, even for days. Yes. So you see and see their moods. Can they talk back? And
Yes.
then,
So
yeah.
yes. So I wait because the way I've raised my children, I've raised them and they're very close. My children are very, very close. So when there are now three of them and they're chatting, that's when I'll step in and I'll just come get myself involved in the conversation that was not invited. They never invite me. I just see them talking and then I'll just step in and I'm like, wow, yeah, that's interesting. And I'll just join in the conversation. And on that joining in the conversation, that's when I'll start saying, yeah, can you imagine on Facebook, this girl is just talking about sex. Even if it's not true, it's just something that I've come up with because I want us to talk about that topic. So I'll tell them, can you imagine today on Facebook, this is what I saw. Oh my God, this girl, she's only 12 or she's still and she's having sex. And then I'll see them like, what? Now we start conversing, we start talking about it. So that is how I do it. I do not set a time, and I also have to check the mood of the room before you just spring it on them.
Before you start lecturing them.
Yeah.
Yes. And before you even answer this question, at the beginning you said you talk to them based on your experience. There's a time I posted something on Facebook. I asked the viewers and the people who follow my shows, if you found your child, your teenager watching porn, what would you do? You find her, she's locked herself, or in her phone, she's just busy there. Hey, so busy watching pornography. And I want to know, as a parent, if you're listening to us, if you found your son or your daughter who is over the age of 12 and he or she is watching pornography on the phone or on the computer, what would you do as a parent? Lydia, if that situation comes up, yes.
Yeah, let me I'll go back to my experience. One day, I came back home and I knocked the door and my daughter didn't open it. And I think because I didn't have my key, so I thought she was asleep. So I went through the garden because I was going to open the garden door. And before I could open the door, I saw figures outside. My daughter was only 16 at that time, and she was with this boy and they were kissing. I know the boy because the boy was coming to my house all the time, but I didn't know they were going out or anything. I saw them kissing. Benjamin, I didn't say anything.
No. How did you feel when you saw your daughter?
My stomach was doing somersault, like
Yes.
somersault.
This is my daughter being kissed by a boy
Yes.
at the age of 16.
I was somersault, and I prayed to God to give me wisdom because at that age, she's very vulnerable, right?
It's very easy to become pregnant, yeah.
Very, very vulnerable, very easy to even decide to run away, So you have to be very careful. So what I did, Benjamin, you won't believe what I did.
Tell us, what did you do?
3 days, I prayed and I fasted for 3 days. That's so silly for me. I prayed and I fasted for 3 days. I still allowed this boy for those 3 days to come to my house. I didn't chase him away. But
How old was he?
He was also just 17.
17, yeah. Just another teenager.
Yeah. So after 3 days, it was because he was coming to my daughter's birthday, my younger daughter's birthday, and I didn't want to ruin that birthday. Okay. So we all went and celebrated my daughter's birthday, including him. And when we came back after 3 days of fasting and praying, I gave myself 3 days anyway. When we came back, I told my two daughters to get in the house, and my firstborn and the boy stayed in the car. And I said, I want to talk to you. Have you guys ever kissed?
So those 3 days you didn't say anything. You're just looking at her.
I didn't say nothing. I did not say nothing.
I don't know what I will do, but let me listen.
Yeah, you have to use wisdom, Benjamin. And the age also, because that age is very vulnerable.
It's very vulnerable. And the parents who are watching, sorry to cut you short, Lydia, please share this video. If you have your daughter and you found her kissing a boy, what would you do as a father? An African father will want to kill the other boy.
Don't kill. Don't do that. Don't do
Just
that.
listen to this story and share this video as much as you can. We really appreciate you watching and listening to us. Lydia is sharing her experience after finding out or seeing her daughter at 16 kissing with a boyfriend. So now in the birthday, in the car. We're in the car.
Yeah, so we're in the car. So I told the two to stay behind. But my mood changed though. They can see these 3 days, my mood, I wasn't like, I wasn't that haha with them because I was angry, but I didn't know. I was just like, I have to tackle this with so much wisdom. You must use wisdom when it comes to your children. So the two of them stayed in the car. So I said, hey guys, have you ever kissed before? They're like, no.
No, never.
I said, okay. Have you touched her breast before or down there? Oh, no. I said, okay. So I'll tell you something, guys. You're lying to me. Both of you are lying to me. So you better tell me the truth. They said no, Benjamin.
We
And I'm
can
thinking,
swear. I can swear we have never kissed.
is this my child? My child,
Yes.
is this my child? So then I told them that 3 days ago, I told them what I saw. When I told them that, my daughter just started crying. She just started, and I said, why are you crying? Are you crying because you're caught? Or are you crying because you lied to mommy? Why are you crying? She said, oh, both. She said, both. She's crying because of both. I said, I saw you guys. And for 3 days, I didn't say anything because I was waiting for somebody to tell me something, which means this is something you've been doing. Okay. And then the boy was like, oh, I'm sorry, Auntie. And then my daughter was crying. She's sorry. So I said, okay, I'm just going to I don't want to see you ever in my house for 3 months. Only for 3 months. I did not say forever. I said, I don't want to see you for 3 months in my house. And I don't want you, my darling, to see this boy for 3 months. And if you lie to me, you see how God made me see you. God will make me see you guys again somewhere if you're going to meet in the market or whatever. And because this is a state, somebody will see you and tell me. So for 3 months, I don't want you in my house and I don't want you guys to see each other. And I'm only giving you 3 months. It's not a lot. But that 3 months, I want you to think if what you're doing is right. I want you to think, is this the girl that you want to be your girlfriend? Is this the man that you want to be your boyfriend? I just want you to think. That's it. I didn't beat anybody. I didn't shout. I didn't fight. That is how I handled that situation. And after 3 months, and then the boy wrote apology letter. After 1 month, he wrote an apology letter. He said, I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. Yari, yari, yari. That was it. After 3 months, exactly the third month, he came back. And I said, yeah, you're welcome back. But if you ever want to go out with my child, you have to tell me. You have to tell me that you're going out with my child. He said, yes, I'll tell you. Oh, that was a lie. Just 2 weeks after that, I saw them in the bus stop again kissing. When I saw them in the bus stop, I was coming. I just hooted my car. And they saw me. And then I drove home. I didn't do anything. So by the time I was getting home, my daughter was home already. She ran because our bus stop I have to go round, but for her, she just comes straight. So when I entered the house, hi, I told her, I gave you a warning, sweetheart. She said, yes. I just took this ping waka.
You slapped her or what did you do?
I took like a bucket. Baka, just one. She ran out. And I said, she ran to her auntie's house. So auntie calls me. She goes, oh, neighbors, not real auntie, but just neighbors. A neighbor called me and said, oh my God, your daughter is here. She's crying. So I went to my neighbor's house and I said, are you crying because I've told you I beat you, or because you're caught, or because so you have to talk to me? Why are you crying? So she now started apologizing. I said, I don't ever want you to see that boy again. It's done. So now you have to choose, because that boy is making you lie to your mom. Anybody who is making you lie to your mom is not a good person. Because if he was a good person, he won't lie he won't let you lie to me. You come and tell me the truth. But you're lying he's making you lie. So that person is not a good person, because that person will every time tell you to lie to your mom and then to lie to your sister and then lie to your family, and then your life will just be lies. So when you have problems with him, you can't even come and talk to mommy because you've lied to me. So how can you come and talk to me when you have problems? So she said she was sorry and everything. So that story finished like that. Few months later, she comes to me. She says, Mommy, thank you so much for telling me not to go out with that boy. I say, what happened? Oh, this is what he did. He went and he molested one girl somewhere. And then I hugged and I say, you see, Mommy knows it all. Anytime Mommy say no, believe Mommy, it's a no. But it wasn't an easy situation to deal with, Benjamin.
It wasn't.
That's how I dealt with it.
This was the second born, your second born.
No, my first born.
Your first born when she was 16. And now as we are talking, she's 20.
She's 24.
She's 24, 8 years later.
Yeah. So she and her sisters saw what I did. So they cannot even go there. I said, if you want to go out with somebody, ask me. Just tell me, ask me.
I'm asking I'm asking the parents where, if you're a man and you found your daughter at 16, another boy is kissing her, what would you do as a parent? That's what we want to know there on the comments. As you're watching this show, it's very, very important, because these situations will come up. You never know. The same way you started dating, the same way you had your girlfriend when you were a teenager, if you were lucky enough not to make any girl at that time pregnant, maybe, just maybe, God forbid, your daughter might become a mother. And that's why I really want you as a parent, whether you're a father or a mother, to listen to this story so that maybe you can pick something on what to do and how to handle that situation. I can see some of the comments, Lydia. Jantex Kemu says, what? Hapo, huyo boy yake wataua huyo. If it's an African father, he will kill that boy who is kissing his daughter.
That's the problem. You can't react like that, because if you get angry with the boy and do whatever you're doing, it's your girl that has a problem. She's going to go and get someone else. It doesn't end there. So you're angry with this boy for nothing, because your child will still go and get another boy. So it's just going to be like this.
What about beating the girl? Some fathers will actually beat the girl.
Yeah, exactly. So you're beating the girl as well. Beating doesn't help. You talk to them first. You have to. The first instant, don't beat, don't react, don't let them see you're angry.
Even if you're so annoyed.
Even if you're so angry, talk to them. So the next time now you react. Even Benjamin, when you're giving children punishment, the first day, and that's the problem that our parents did to us, is just kupigwa. Sometimes you're even being beaten in advance.
If they found a letter, my mother found a handwritten letter which I was sending to my classmate, a girlfriend. Whatever she did to me, and she was a teacher, a primary school teacher at that time. Oh my, the punishment I couldn't even eat. I was supposed to eat dinner, but the way she punished me, nilisema, no, I'm not going to eat. Just a letter, barua tu peke yake.
Imagine. So
yes.
You have to know how to react. Ukipiga mtoto wako, the first talk to her and give her a warning.
Explain what she's doing.
It's wrong. Because umempiga, sometimes she doesn't even understand. Unanipiga kwa nini?
We're just kissing. We're not even having sex. So why are you beating me?
Yeah, exactly. So you have to talk to your child first. Now, umwambie, my darling, this is because some parents, they've never had this discussion with their children. Never. They've never spoken about sex.
It's really hard.
It's hard. Alafu umempata nafanya hivyo. Unampiga ya nini na ni kitu hata hujamfundisha before. You understand? So ukimpata hivyo, you have to speak to her first. Even me, I was being beaten for nothing. It didn't help, because I still went where I wanted to go. So I think you need to, the way I did it, I even did not speak to them for 3 days, Benjamin. And these 3 days, the boy was still coming to my house.
Every time you're seeing the boy and you're seeing your daughter, you could just visualize the kissing. So like, did you imagine, if they are kissing like this, what if they have had sex?
Exactly. So
because kissing can lead to sex.
Yeah, as a parent, all those things are playing in your mind. All those things are playing in your mind. So I spoke to them and I spoke to her, and she assured me, oh, mommy, this has never happened. And we spoke. But you have to use wisdom. Wisdom is very important. Just reaction, beating. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Joyce and
watoto wanakimbia, wanatoka kwa nyumba wanakimbia, they never come back. Na wanaenda wanaishi nao wavulana.
Yeah.
Especially if you have daughters, you have to be very careful.
You see what Joyce, I think Joyce also has daughters, if I'm not wrong, actually 3 daughters. And she's saying, I find my 18-year-old standing with his boy, just standing together with a boy. And it was a police case.
No. That's taking it too far.
Yeah. So even here, I think Marie is also asking, Marie Mori, the same question, but as you have said, you need wisdom. You're not supposed to overreact. The same question, if you find your 17-year-old boy kissing a girl, what will you do with the boy? You have a son, and you find him kissing.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I like what Tieni Temaf said here. And she's also a teacher. She said, I was addressing the behavior, not an individual. That's what we're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be addressing what they've done. And that's why even says, the Bible says that God loves the sinner, but not the sin. It's the sin that he doesn't love. But you as a person,
hates sin. God hates sin so much.
Exactly. So we hate what the children are doing, but not them. But what we do is we tend to hate them and hate everything they're doing and hate everything. No, you address that. So it's the same thing with the woman who just asked a question about a boy. It's the same thing. A boy, girl is the same. They're all kissing. They're all in the same situation, Marie. So even your boy as well, talk to your boy. and just
Explain.
explain to him and tell
This
him
is
right now
wrong.
they're even young. You're still young. So what if you make that girl pregnant? Because she can be. And when you make her pregnant, that child will be your responsibility. Your life will be over. So talk to them first. And then the second time now, you can now react. Like I did. The first time I didn't do anything. But the second time I reacted.
Wow. Ulirusha ndoo. A bucket?
But I think my reaction the
Yes.
second time, she remembered my first reaction. And I think that's what now made her realize that, wow, this is wrong.
It's getting serious. This is getting
It's getting
serious. Mommy is
serious,
going to do
yes.
something bad on me. Yeah. Wow. Oh, let me see some of the comments here. Ladies and gentlemen, tell us about pornography. I'm not so sure. For you, Lydia, you always say that you can access your children's rooms as much as you
Yes.
can.
Oh.
The doors are always open. But I know there are parents whose their children, the doors are closed. And I want to ask them, if you're a parent and your child is lucky to have a room, is that room always locked, or you can enter any day, any time? You know, a locked room is a recipe of doing so many nasty things there. You have no idea what your son or your daughter is watching, and especially if you have blessed them with a Wi-Fi. There's nothing as good as free Wi-Fi in this world. I think Wi-Fi, somebody, you would rather deny someone food, but to give him or her fast speed internet, Wi-Fi, and free of charge. Life will be very easy. So imagine a scenario, Lydia. I just want you to imagine. I don't know how you will handle it.
Yes.
If you found your youngest daughter, who is how old is she now? The youngest one.
16.
Watching porn. What is your first move?
Oh God. I think for me, I'll handle the situation first. I'll understand the thing, Benjamin, about this life. That's why even some marriages break. And if you ask why was the marriage, they don't even know why. It's communication. So for me, I would like to understand, why are you watching this? Communication. Communication, or somebody say communication is the key. Thank you so much, Sienna. Conversation is very important. So if I found that, I'll just say, hey, wow, sweetie. So I'm angry, but I'll not show them that I'm angry. But I'm really angry because something like that, Jesus, that's because if you just come and start beating them, why are you beating them? They don't understand why you're beating them.
Or cut off the Wi-Fi. You can also cut off the Wi-Fi immediately, instantly.
They'll go and find Wi-Fi somewhere else. But you need to have a conversation with them and tell them how deep pornography is. You watch this and you start telling them about soul tie. Because for me, I always teach my children about soul tie. I always tell them about butter and jam. You put it together, they mix like this. So if you're watching pornography, there's a spirit. There are spirits that come out, because you are what you watch, you are what you listen to, you are what you eat. So by you watching all this pornography, all those things that you see, they will start manifesting on the physical, because you're seeing them. So when you see them, you're taking a picture, they stick in your mind. You go to sleep, Benjamin, our subconscious does not sleep. And that's why I keep saying our subconscious mind does not sleep. So you've watched all these things. When you're going to sleep, that is where you'll be dreaming. So when I explain this to my child, I've never found my children doing that. But if I was to, this is how I'll handle this. You explain to them the seriousness of this pornography they're watching. And then you guide them. And you first of all, you understand why they're watching it. You need to understand, why are you watching this? They might tell you, oh, my friend told me to watch it. They might tell you why they're watching it. So you need to understand why. After you understand why, then you need to discuss that why. That is how you should handle this if you find your teenager watching the pornography. But if you're angry, bitter, take it off, they'll go and do it somewhere else again.
Wow. I don't know how other parents will do it. if you find... I saw, when I posted that question on my Facebook page, some parents say, kwani iko nini? Wacha watch porno, ndiye aelewe, ndiye ajue. Why not? Let the kid watch porn. So another parent just said, why not? Me too, I watch porn, so let him watch porn so that he can understand, just like that. And the boy, I think his son was 15.
You know, some things like that. You know, my second born, when I went to Kenya one day, and I think at that time, how old was she? I think she was 10. I think she was 10 or 8, between 8 and 10, and I was in Kenya, and she went to my sister's house. and she took £2 from my sister's bag, right? Which means she stole it, £2. So my sister wanted that because my sister smokes. She wanted to go and buy her cigarette. Her money wasn't there. So when I came back, my sister told me what happened. And I said, you did not deal with her? She said no. So I spoke to her and I said, how can you go? So I dealt with that issue. But me and the dad, of course, me and the dad were not together anymore. But I told the dad at that time we were still talking. So I told the dad what happened. So the dad said, oh, can I take you guys for lunch? So we went for lunch. And I told the dad, this is what your child did. It's so embarrassing. How can she do? Do you know what this man said? It's the same as that parent saying whatever they're saying. The man said, when you were, and he's saying it in front of the child. When you were Lydia, ukiwa mdogo ukuiba maembe, si pia uliiba maembe. So I said, so it's fine because niliiba maembe for my child aende ibe pesa ya mtu. Pesa auntie yake na kiiba hivyo auntie yake ataiba mtu mwingine na mtu mwingine. How can you even, what kind of advice is that mimi niliiba maembe, so it's okay for my child to do such a thing? So because my child had that, she thought, dad is the good one, mom is not good, because dad is now the good one. So one day, my daughter is only 8 years old. She wants to go and live with her dad because her dad said her dad is on her side. You know what I told her, Benjamin? I didn't fight. I said, it was on a Sunday, we were going to church. And I said, oh, you're packing your stuff? She said, yes, because I want to go and live with dad because dad is not as strict as you, mommy. I said, good. You go and live with you. She thought maybe I'll say, no, don't go. It's your dad. You go and stay with your dad. I'll stay with my 2 children. Okay? But don't ever come back to this house again. If you want to see your sisters, stay out there and see your sisters out there. Don't come in. So me and the 2 girls, we went to church and we left her. When I was in church, they called me. Somebody's calling me outside. I went outside. It was my daughter. She was crying, and my ex was there. My ex said, oh, Lydia, unawezaje kumwambia hivyo ati asirudi, ungeacha kuja kuishi na mimi? I said, mimi sijamwambia sikuje. But Mark, let me ask you something. Your first child, and that's when he understood what I was trying to say. I said, you had your first child when you were 13 years old. That's when my ex had his first child when he was 13. He made a girl pregnant.
He was 13 when he made someone pregnant? Yes,
that's my ex. So I now asked him, if you had that your child got pregnant at the age of 13, what would be your reaction? Hawezi kuzaa. I said, no, si mambo na hawezi kuzaa. Si wewe ulikuwa 13 si mtoto wako pia ameshika mimba 13 kuna ubaya gani? Ati hapana, hiyo si same. I said, how is it not the same, Mark? It's the same thing you were saying. You told me that it's okay for my child kuiba kwa sababu niliiba maembe. So wewe pia it's okay for your child to be 13 years na azae because pia ulizaa 13. That's when he saw sense and he said, oh my God, now I can see what you're saying. Yeah, it's wrong what I did. So for a parent to say, mimi pia nime watch porn, let my child watch porn. How are you protecting that child? God gave you that child to protect and nurture. How are you protecting and nurturing and bringing out a child who is supposed to be a good child in the community and society tomorrow by you allowing your child to watch porn because you watched it? So by you allowing your child to do the things that you did. So if you're smoking weed or going to the bar and drinking alcohol or sleeping with any Tom, Dick and Harry, your child should do the same. And I think that's so wrong for parents to have that mentality.
Wow. I hope the parents are listening here. Where are you watching us from? Thank you so much for those who are tuning in here. We are still talking about sex and friends and the pornography. Just in case you're watching pornography, you shouldn't be comfortable to find out your child or your teenager is also enjoying and watching those videos. Because, I believe in experience. Talking about the experience, your experience of watching porn and the way it has affected you as a man or as a woman would be a very nice discussion to tell your son or you tell him, or even for me, this is how I started and I watched and this is what and how it affected me. And because you're too young now, it will also be too hard for you to quit watching and it will affect you in this way, the way it affected me. So speaking about your personal experience, I was reading that on internet on how to address that thing of pornography. But a parent explaining and sharing his or her own experience about these videos can be very powerful to the child. And also reminding her or him that finally I decided to do away with it because it was affecting me and my daily life. So these days I don't watch it, I don't like it, and anybody sending it to you, or if you see a pop-up on your computer, immediately close it. Don't watch. So I want to encourage the parents who are watching. That can be another way, the best way to address that situation, by sharing your own experience and be very honest and tell your child, this is what it has done to me, or this is what it did to me, and if you do this, you will get this and this and this. Soul ties. One day we will talk about the soul ties.
Yes, soul ties. Soul ties, that's very powerful.
Any person you sleep with and have sex with, you become tied together.
Yes.
I see some of the questions here, Lydia, as we go on. Let me see. Somebody asked earlier on, is kissing? Look at this question here, Lydia.
Yeah. Is kissing wrong in a relationship of teenagers? Well, kissing leads to a lot of things. Kissing, because of when you start kissing somebody, it will go to touching the breast, it will go to touching down there. Before you know it, these people can start having sex at a young age. They don't even know, can we use protection? They don't know all these things. So yes, kissing at an early age, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it can lead to other things that you're not supposed to be doing at that time when you're young. So I'm not saying it's wrong, but it can lead to things that you're not
so many bad things.
So many bad things. But if you're somebody who has self-control and you're very good at self-control, personally, I know I'm very good at self-control. Not everybody's good at self-control.
A teenager at 16, at 16, can she control herself?
Some can, some can't, because some people just have that really powerful self-control even at young age. But I wouldn't want a child to indulge themselves in that to find out if they're strong or not. Because what if they're not strong and then they end up doing something that they're not supposed to do? So I wouldn't say it's wrong, but I would say that it can lead to things that are not supposed to be done.
Yep, it's the same as drinking alcohol. Is drinking alcohol bad?
Thank you.
Yes. Drinking alcohol is not really bad, but it can lead to many bad things. You will make very bad decisions. And for a teenager, as we always do these shows, we are helping teenagers to make better decisions because they are still young and they want to try everything and anything, including kissing, watching porn, or using drugs, or even having friends. So our show here is specifically on how to make these teenagers make a better decision, but also you as a parent not to overreact and find wisdom that Lydia is also sharing with us. We see here, Miriam, a very long post here. That is wisdom. I never ran into conclusion with my daughter. I always sat down with her for dinners and talk. I have raised her as a single mom in church and prayed for her since she was in my tummy. I found her when she was in secondary with cigarettes. I removed them from the pocket, left where she was, where she saw them, and did not do nothing. She knew that she is finished because I am a very strict mom. She came, apologized, and she didn't want to see cigarettes again because she didn't know what I would do. Same situation, you find your daughter with cigarettes.
That's wisdom. That's pure wisdom. But some people will find it, they'll break it, they'll beat you up. Tomorrow they'll go and do it again. So that was pure wisdom that Miriam did there.
Okay. Grace Patience Wanjiru says, in my house, nobody locks their rooms. I can go in anytime. Anytime. Lydia, do you encourage parents to have their teenagers' rooms not to be locked? From your experience?
No, I like that, Grace. That's the same as my house. Nobody locks anything. And just go through. There's no locks.
But when you want to enter, you always knock, and then you can enter.
I don't knock my children's rooms.
You just go straight deep inside. I just
go straight. But the thing is, that's how, because I'm a single mother. So it's different if you're not a single mother or if you're not a single parent, you have a husband. Of course, your children will have to be probably knocking because you and your man might be doing something, I don't know. But because I'm a single mother, they even come to my room, they don't knock. That is how we are. The
door is always open, yes.
My door is always open. If it's closed like this, sometimes they even ask, hey, Mom, why is your door closed? Because it's never closed. So that is how, because I'm a single parent, so that is how I've raised up my children, including myself. Like I said, Benjamin, the other day, we walk naked. We are just girls, so we walk naked. So the day I'll see somebody start hiding like this, I'll be like, what's
Something's
going on
wrong.
here? Why are you hiding? But that is how we've been since they were young. We've always just walked naked in our house because we're just 4 girls. Our rooms are always opened. Even my own room, they don't knock. So I will advise parents, let them do not knock. So that grace is doing a good thing.
But it also is different, as you said, a different family setup. I don't know of a parent, a mother with a son.
Yeah, exactly.
How about mother and son?
Yes. Yeah, mother and son. Mother and son is the same thing. The mother will always know that my son, if you train your children, your son to knock your room, is different. But if your son since young never knocks your room, of course you'll do something that you don't want your son to find you in that situation.
Find you naked, yes.
Yeah, find you naked. So you know that every time I have to dress up, I have to put my pajama if I'm going to sleep. Your son will never find you naked. Because I have a friend like that. She has 2 children, a boy and a girl. She never locks her room. The boy never knocks, but the boy has never found her mom naked because she knows I have a son. I have to behave a certain way. But her room is never closed either.
And about the son's room, is it always open too?
No, always opened. Always opened. And she goes there anytime she wants. So the boy too has to be careful because she knows, hey, mom is always opening this door anytime. So him too, he has to be careful not to do things that I don't want my mom finding me doing this.
I want to ask the viewers, is it okay? Would you let me see, the parents who are here watching and you have teenagers, are those rooms always locked or open? Tell us on the comments so that we know what can work for you or what is working for you. I know parents who are in America. In America, they always say children have a lot of rights and freedoms. And one of them is their privacy. So the bedroom or their rooms are always locked, I don't know if you have the same rights in the UK.
But, yeah, even in the UK, in any white man's land is like that. Any white man's land, whether it's Germany, wherever, because they believe in this privacy and everything. But again, it goes back, Benjamin, to the foundation. Me and my children, we've never had that. So how would they know that there's something called privacy like this? Do you understand? Because it's always been like that. So the day they now start telling me, oh, I want to lock, I'll be like, why are you locking? Me, sometimes I just tell my children, sweetheart, give me your phone. Yeah, what's your password? They don't see anything like, why are you asking? To be protective. No, because it's something I've always done. But if you've never done that before, then you now have to start finding ways of how am I going to do this? How am I going to just enter the room and tell them, don't lock your room? But mine, we've always left it open. So this thing of privacy, even when it comes and they tell me, oh, mommy, privacy, I say, which privacy? What do you want privacy for? Which privacy? You walk naked in front of me every day. That should be the worst privacy in the world. So what's wrong with me coming to your room?
Wow, okay. Brenda Nyirenda is asking this question. Can a 13-year-old... I don't know. Is it possible? Viewers can somebody respond to...
No, I've seen people have really responded to that person. People have said the 9-year-old have made somebody pregnant.
So long as you are producing sperms and those sperms are... they are viable to make a person. I think it's possible. You said your ex impregnated a girl when he was just 13.
He was 13 years old when he had his first child.
Yeah.
So that even younger than that, come on, 10-year-old can make a woman pregnant. Don't they have sperms? It's sperms that makes a woman pregnant, not the dick itself.
It's not the age.
It's the sperms.
Yes.
So as long as that boy has sperms in them, they will make a woman pregnant.
Wow. Okay.
It's the same thing we see girls who are pregnant at the age of 9.
How?
So if a girl can be pregnant at the age of 9, a younger boy can make a child pregnant.
V. Angira, I'm watching you on my knees apologizing to God. I don't know what she did.
Whoa, okay.
Did she beat up the children?
I don't know, but whatever she is, she's doing the right thing. Apologizing to God, that's the best.
Leonard Sang says, I'm Leonard Sang watching from Kenya. If we parents allow children to watch pornography, we are killing the future life of our children. Thank you, Leonard. Thank you. Don't allow them. You can cut off the internet if you so wish. Yeah. Onesmus Mbugua says, I can't imagine what has happened to me. And it has really, I don't know what he wanted to say. Anyway, let's go on to another comment here. Tiena Tiama says statistics show teenagers get affected and they begin to view the opposite sex differently, especially if it's a recurring practice. Finally, Mora says this: I can't wait to go home and talk to my kids. They are all teenagers.
Oh,
I think
all
she's
the
staying
best.
away. She's staying away from the children. Yes, let me see here. And even more, pornography is addictive and can affect your concentration and focus on other things. It can lead to other harmful practices. Like Lydia said, it affects spiritually. You are what you consume. Your eyes and ears are gates to your spirit.
Amen.
Yep. Thank you so much,
Amen.
Enliven, for that beautiful comment there. Let me see here one more. So, Lydia, we want to address the issue of friends.
Yes.
As you can see, the topic there is how best can you talk about sex and friends. The friends. How do you address friends of your three daughters?
Well, even I have some people watching here and they know what I talk about when it comes to friends. I know there's this saying that say, show me your friends, I show you. I don't agree with that saying. Right now, Benjamin, I'm talking to you. And my daughter will come and she'll do a show for you one day because she'll come and just talk to parents and tell parents where do we go wrong. Because we also need teenagers to talk to us and tell us where do we go wrong? What can we do to make it better? Okay, even though she's in diaspora. But I know a lot of your viewers are in diaspora. Also, we can still transfer that to Kenya, okay, or to Africa, because I know your viewers are across. They're cut across. I've seen somebody from Zimbabwe, Nigeria, so
Yes.
they're cut across. When it comes to friends, Benjamin, right now I'm talking to. I have my eldest daughter. She has a friend who is in prison for murder. She has a friend who is in prison for rape. She has a friend who is in prison for. One day I was in my house. Benjamin, I was in my house, and at 6, what time was it? You see this picture here, you can see my 3 beautiful girls there. They're there.
Okay, yeah.
The police came to my house one day. It was very early in the morning. No. There's so many police, somewhere upstairs, somewhere downstairs. And I was like, what is going on? I thought, because at that time my daughter was still at uni. So I thought something happened to her, because you know that's what happens. If something happens to your children, it's the police that comes to give you the bad news. And I'm thinking, but if it was bad news, why would there be so many police in my house and they're running upstairs and they're running in the garden? And I said, they didn't even tell me what was happening, because they wanted to arrest my son before. So they said, where's your son? I showed them the picture and I said, you see that picture there? I only have 3 girls. I do not have a son. So what's going on? One of my daughter's friends, he was caught they went and robbed a shop. They robbed somebody. And so he was being arrested. They were looking for him because they assaulted the person. Anyway, they found him at the end. And he was in prison for 4 years. The other one is in prison for 30 years. The other one is in prison, I don't know for what. But my daughter has never followed that direction. Because I've always taught them, stand out and don't fit in. And do not judge anybody. I've always told my children, if you see somebody don't judge anybody, because you don't know their life that led them to do whatever they did, which is wrong. Of course, you cannot justify murder, and definitely you cannot justify rape. You cannot justify somebody going to steal, okay? But you don't know what they went through to go and do whatever they did. So I always tell my children, don't judge, but stand out and don't fit in. So when even my child came, and I think I've said this before, my child came to me one day and told me her friend was 13 years old and she had sex. And she came and said, Mommy, do you know so and so? And I was thinking, okay, how do I do this? And then I explained to her, and I said, she's your friend. Because the worst thing you shouldn't do, Benjamin, is tell your children, I don't want to see you with that Tom. Tom is a bad influence. Somebody else is telling Tom, I don't want to see you with that Benjamin's child, because that Benjamin child is a bad influence. Every single child is a bad influence to a parent, to another parent. Every single child is a bad influence. My daughter went out the other day. My second daughter went out the other day. Her friend got drunk. She doesn't know if the alcohol was sparked or something. She doesn't know if somebody put something on it. But they were offered a drink with these boys. My daughter refused to drink it. And I told her, well done, Mommy. That was very, very good of you. She didn't drink it. But her friend did. Her friend got so drunk, so she took her friend home. But this is not the first time she's done it. So I sat with her and I said, tell your friend, next time she does it, leave her. And she was like, Mom, I can't do that. When she gets there, I can't leave her. You've taught us not to do that. So how can you now tell me leave? I said, because she does this all the time. So now, before you go out, talk to her and tell her, if you get drunk like that again, I will leave you. But I've never told my daughter, stop walking with her because she gets drunk and she does this. Because I teach her, you stand out. So how do you stand out from your peers? How do you stand out from your friends? Don't fit in. But if you keep on telling your child, don't talk with this person, don't walk with this person, you are controlling them and you don't even believe or trust them. Trust your children enough to make the right decisions when they're among those friends that are doing bad things. Trust your children enough to advise those friends when they're doing those bad things. Because if you tell your child keep away and they keep away, this person, this friend of theirs, maybe they just needed somebody to talk to them and try and explain to them that what you're doing is wrong. Because sometimes as parents, because children see us that we talk too much. If you start talking, oh my God, mommy comes here again. Oh, auntie, oh, uncle. But maybe when it's their friends talking to them, they take it differently. They see in a different light. They're like, okay, if Lydia is telling me this, my mom tells me this sometimes, or my dad, but Lydia is also telling me, and Lydia is my friend. It's different from when the parents are because they just see parents yapping. So that's why I've taught my children, if you see somebody doing something wrong, stand out. Talk to them, but don't judge them in the same breath. And do not do what they're doing because you need to stand out. So all this, my daughter has friends who smoke weed, sell weed. They've done all these things, but she can never do those things because she stands out. So when it comes to friends, do not choose friends for your children. Because the same way you're choosing friends for them, somebody else out there is hating your own child, telling their children, don't walk with that Lydia's daughter, because Lydia's daughter is a bad influence. Because why would people think Lydia's daughter is the best when their children are not? Do you understand? So everybody's trying to tell somebody, don't walk with this. So you're controlling your child. You're not even believing in your own child, that you have to choose friends for them. Let your children make their own decision in choosing their friends. See how good they are to choose their own friends. All you need to teach your children is stand out and don't fit in among the crowd.
Beautiful. Nice. So choosing friends, yeah, and also inviting some of those friends can always come to your house. There's no problem.
They always come. I've cooked. Benjamin, there's a time I did 400 pounds shopping just to cook, because I say bring your friends over. So they come over. I talk to them. Sometimes one day I came, and there were so many boys in my house. And they were all on their phones. So I just came and I said, guys, hi guys. So why are you guys on your phone? What are you doing here? What's the point of you coming and sitting here and then you're all on your phones? And then they started to say, oh, so I started talking to them. The conversation went up to 1 hour. I started talking to them. I started advising them. And through that, Benjamin, I've seen changes. Me talking to these youths, I've seen changes. I'm not even lying to you. Proper. Even some of them I've said, oh my God, Denise, your mom is so good. Your mom is this, your mom is that. Because I talk to them. I don't judge them. I don't say you're wearing 2 earrings. You have an earring on your nose. Why are you dressed like that? Why is your trouser up? Why are you smoking weed? Some of them, I even see them smoking weed outside and they come in the house when they finish. And I talk to them. I just talk to them. And I ask them, why do you feel they need to smoke this weed? How does it help you? Do you understand? I don't start, why are you smoking weed? No, I don't shout.
Don't come to my house if you're smoking weed. Don't come here.
Don't come to my house. No. I welcome them. It's just that you don't do it in my house, because inside my house is a sanctuary safe for my children.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question here by Angel Ruth Kwambi. Thanks, Benjamin and Lydia, for this show. Very helpful. My questions are, can I reward my children with money to teach them its value? And the second question, what's the right time to speak to kids about sex? Rewarding using money.
You cannot use money. That's blackmailing. You can't reward your children with money. You can. What I do, sometimes I've given my children money, but not because let me give you an example. When I gave my daughter some money one day, we went somewhere. We came back in the house and I was so tired. So I was just resting in my room. I was like, oh God, when am I going to cook? Before I knew it, she opened the door and she had all this food for me and everything, fruits, juice, water, food. I was like, wow, you know what? Let me slap you with 10 pounds. Thank you so much for this. But it's not something that she was expecting or anything. I just said I slapped her with 10 pounds. But my reward to my children is hugs, affirmation, That's what I do. Sometimes, Benjamin, I'm downstairs, and you'll ask them this. I'm upstairs and they're downstairs, and I'll just say, "Mommy," and somebody will come and they know exactly what I'm calling. They'll be like, I'll just call them and hug them and just give a hug and say, "I love you so much. You're my beautiful baby." Affirmation, how beautiful you are, and they will go down. I say, "Larissa." So sometimes when I call one, they all just come because they know, mommy's gonna call all of us. And I feel like that's a best reward, and praising them is the best reward than money.
Because I know from the experience of seeing what other parents are doing, even when I was still a teacher, there are parents who work so hard and spend more money to the children. They are giving the children money to make them happy, even when they are missing. Sometimes a parent can feel guilty. I'm always missing. I'm not in this child's life, which our lives are very busy these days. Very few parents have enough time to, and even when you want to be with them, they don't want to be with you anyway.
Yeah.
You can sacrifice and say, okay, I'm not going to work too hard so that I have a few days so I can spend time with them. But even then, like when I was watching an interview with Obama said when his daughters became teenagers, they totally said, bye-bye, we cannot be talking with you. You always talk about politics. And he started feeling lonely, and that's how he decided to get other hobbies. These children want to spend time with their friends. You want to spend time with them. And when as a parent you feel guilty, then unaweka pesa, unawapatia pesa.
That's very bad. Ama unanunua material things to replace the love. That doesn't work. Replacing material things, and that's why you see a lot of watoto wa majuu are more spoiled than watoto wetu wa Kenya. A lot of them, because we work, like you said, we work so hard, and then we want to replace material stuff with love. We want to replace it with us being absent. We replace material things with being absent, which is wrong. So, and as well you need to understand your children's nini wanapenda. If you keep on talking about something politics, maybe watoto wako wapendi politics, mara news, hawapendi hizo vitu. So you need to know what they like. Kama mtoto wangu anapenda kuwatch my YouTube thing, I'll go and sit down and watch na yeye, nianze kumuuliza maswali, but who is that? Wanaanza kuona oh, mom is interested in this. Hata kama uko interested, just enda tu ukae tu hapo, uanze kujifanya uko interested, na unaanza kusema hiki kitu itaisha saa ngapi. Alafu pia wasione you are not interested. Unauliza maswali, and then the other thing as well parents do is phone. This phone is very bad.
Phone, yes.
The minute watoto wako wamekuja kukuongelesha, always tell them, if I was sending a text, I always say, oh, just hang on 1 minute. Alafu namaliza kutuma na iweka hivi chini. Sasa hata sitaki kuisikia, sitaki kiring, mpaka nimalize kuongea na mtoto wangu whatever they want to talk to me about.
So let the parent put the phone down, talk with your child. After that, go back to your phone. The same thing, tell your child, please put your phone down. I am now talking. And after that, then you can tell him or her. Then you can go back, because it's become a very bad habit, by the way.
Even with children, it's very bad.
The other second question here by Angel Ruth Kwambi. What is the right time to speak to kids about sex?
Unajua sasa kama like Majuu country, they start talking to children about sex mapema sana.
And the children
at primary school, they start telling children about sex. And if you and your children are so close, they'll come to you and say, oh, mom, today they were talking to us about sex. That's when you pick up and say, oh, what did they say? Because what they teach children about sex out there, Benjamin, is so wrong. It's so wrong. So you as a parent, you have to step in. And even as a Christian, you have to put all the Christianity values as well when you're talking to your child about sex. So nilikwambia one day when my little one was only, I think she was 6, she was in primary school, and ule mwingine alikuwa shaenda secondary, because there's a very big gap between the two. And my firstborn akatoa tu hapo ati you akaambia sister yake mdogo, you have to respect me, because
tumia kizungu kidogo, naona watu wana complain.
When I say, oh, because we're speaking Swahili, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry about that, Joy Kolumba. Yeah, our guest is trying to use some Swahili words, but she will try to use English as much as possible.
I'm so sorry. I love my language so much, but I'm so sorry.
Okay. So your 6-year-old daughter. Yes, my
big daughter comes to my 6-year-old and say, oh, you have to respect me, because I was born when you're still you're still a sperm in my dad's penis, and your eggs in my mom's stomach. This girl started crying. She didn't understand. She said, mommy, she came to me crying. Mommy, didn't he say that I was a sperm and an egg? Was I a sperm and an egg? I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, how do I deal with this situation now? And she was only 6 years old. So at that time, I understood that she doesn't know what sex is. She doesn't understand what sperm, what egg. She doesn't know. So at that time, I wouldn't have spoken to her about it. So for me, as a parent, but my big daughter knew what it was because she was in secondary school already. So I told her, stop teaching your young sister things that do not concern her. But my daughter was just insisting, was I a sperm and an egg? And then my big daughter is like, but mom, it's true. It's true. Was she not? Was she not? And then I just had to sit her down and explain to her properly what an egg and a sperm, what her sister meant. But you see, at that time, she was so young and I just her sister just spoiled her innocent mind. Now I had to step in and explain it to her. So, and then this was her because now my daughter said that she kept on saying, so mommy, I've seen your vagina, I've seen you naked, but why is it that I've never seen daddy naked? So now those things started, and I was like, oh, God, how do I now handle these things? Because when you tell children some things at the young stage, you really destroy their small mind, because now they just want to know things. And I told her, you can't see your dad naked because it's not like us. We are girls, so we can see each other naked. And then boys can see each other naked. But girls and boys cannot see each other naked. So I had to say that until when she's older enough to understand that, okay, boys and girls too can see each other naked when they're married or when they're, you understand? But at that time, she was still very, very young. So I think as a parent, when you want to talk to your children about sex, first of all, if school has spoken to them about sex, regardless of how young they are, then you need to step in as a parent. If the school hasn't spoken to them, you will know, because your child will hear about sex and they'll be like, Mom, they told us something sex. They'll want to come and tell you. But the minute they hit secondary school, trust me, that's a topic you have to start discussing, because secondary school have rotten children. Because you know, secondary school, they're older. Those children are older and mature. So immediately your child hits secondary school, you need to start talking to your child about sex.
And don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
If you don't know how to start, should you ask for advice from someone? Huh?
Yes, you can ask for advice, especially if you're a woman, you're a single mother, and you have boys. Probably that you feel like, oh my God, how do I start? So get an uncle that you really, really trust. It can be your brother, it can be, but that person too, you have to trust them.
Mature, sober, and also know what they are talking about.
Exactly.
And generally have a good behavior. And then they can engage your sons.
Yeah, very good behavior, Benjamin. That is important.
Wow.
Otherwise, you get a son of a Jezebel to talk to your child. You don't want that.
Rotten, and when
Rotten.
when the son will tell him, "Oh, I have a girlfriend," and he will say, "Ah, that is
fine.
really good. You're my boy." Don't make her pregnant, but you can continue having her.
Yes.
Like Matolo Brenda is saying, I hear you, Lydia. That is not an overnight thing. All these things you're talking about is not overnight. It's not going to change after watching this video. We must learn to talk to our kids in their early stages. Oh, wow. I get it. The earlier you start, the better. But as you always say, Lydia, you can start from somewhere.
Yes, you can.
Don't feel like, wow, I am too late to start all these things. You can start from somewhere. Remember to always explain why you are starting something to your teenager.
And into small doses.
Yes,
Small.
explanation must be given, because sometimes they don't know, why are you doing this? Why are you cutting off internet? Why are you cutting off my friends? They need to know the reasons why you're doing it, because these kids, they say they have rights these days.
I'm telling you, yes. It's my right.
Yeah. Miriam Musila says, why lock a room in my house? Let them lock in their own house. They also need to knock my room before they come in. Respect is important in our home. Thank you so much, Miriam Musila. Thank you. So finally, Lydia, remember we were supposed to talk about topic 4, 5, and 6, but we have covered 4 and 5. 4 was about sex.
Yeah.
The fourth Monday, which we did this show. And the fifth Monday, a few weeks ago, we talked about friends. And who are the friends of your children, which has been like a summary for those 2 topics. And that means topic number 6 was about on how to speak with the teenagers. And the 7 was the protection and how best can you protect. So I think we should wind up here for today.
Yes, we can do that next week on Monday.
Next week on Monday, we will focus on how to speak with your teenagers and also protection How can you protect them from people, from evils, and from making bad decisions? As another recap for those topics. So thank you so much, Lydia.
Thank you.
Somebody is in YouTube who's watching on my YouTube and is saying, I think she's a Christian.
I rebuke sin. Amen.
I rebuke sin. Amen. She's typing a lot here. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Amen.
I don't know kama ni scam ama sijui ni mtu mgani. Hao wazungu wanakujanga pale and then they always type like that, but I will find out later on. So Lydia, I want to say thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much. There's that video which I wanted to play for the viewers. You remember the video which you sent to me, Lydia, of explaining about our children these days?
Yes.
And I want you as a viewer, as a father or as a mother, to watch this video for just 2 minutes and think about it and what this speaker is saying as we wind up this show. Let me play that video so that all the viewers can watch. Please don't go away. This video is very, very important to any parent.
One of the most important things that I normally tell fathers is, and I equate it to when we were young, we used to keep chicken. We are lawyers. So in our backyard we had chicken. And there was a time when one of the mothers was hatching. And while the chick was trying to get out of the shell, I helped the chick come out of the shell
manually.
You know, I peeled off, you know, the shell and it came out. What I noticed with that small chick, is that it actually didn't survive for long. It existed for only about 3 days. It died. It was completely unable
to survive.
It was just completely inept.
Because it was too soon,
yeah, no. So I didn't understand it until many years later, that the process of life, God has put some stuff in our lives to help us grow. The act of coming out of the shell helps the chick develop its muscles, its beak, its abilities before it comes into the outside world.
Wow.
Okay? And this is what we're doing with very many of our children. Is that just because we walk to school or we didn't go to groups of schools, we want now to overcompensate. Trust me, all these schools that we take our children, all these things that we buy for our kids, all these spaces that we expose our kids into has got nothing to do with the children. It's for us. We normally do that for ourselves, to get information and to have a space in society that, hey, so-and-so lives here, drives this, takes the children to this school. Kids adjust very quickly. If you take a child from this high-end school and take them to this government school, trust me, as long as the environment is right, they'll flow. But we want to take that away from the children, take away suffering, quote unquote, take away the struggles. But what are we then raising? We're raising inept kids who have no social skills, who believe everything's supposed to be laid down for them. They cannot wash dishes, they cannot clear after themselves, they cannot make their beds. Come on, that is bad manners.
Yes,
we need to understand that there are four, I reiterate, there are four, main models of parenting.
Yeah.
Permissive, neglectful, authoritative, and authoritarian. And like I said, like for permissive, it's child-driven. The child says, the child does, the parent is hands off. You only give snippets of your parenting philosophy.
Daddy, what do you want?
Exactly. The daddy, the mommy, the papa, the mama.
Kababa generation.
Exactly, that's the one. The chocolate, and it's really it's damaging to the child.
Yeah.
But this damage, you will not see it then. You wait another 15, 20 years, then you see the damage that you've done to the child.
The effect of the chocolate daddies.
The effect of the chocolate.
Okay.
Wow, very powerful there. Very powerful. Eh? The
permissive.
Yeah. So I hope that one day we'll also have him as a guest.
Yes.
And then we can combine efforts and he shares his own experience as a man, as a father. Permissive parent where the child wants everything and anything and mommy or daddy says yes. You will not see the effect now, but 15 years later, then you will see that you really spoiled your child. You never made him to suffer, but now after 15 years, he will start suffering on his or on her own. And I want us to finish there on that note. Thank you so much, Lydia.
Thank you.
Yes, I hope to see you again coming Monday.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Benjamin, for your platform. Like I say, your platform is so educative. So thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you so much. And it's transformational as well. Because I know a lot of people who who always come either in this one or in any other platforms, that any other shows that you do, they always have a change either in their heart. Like the lady who said that I can't wait to go home and talk to my teenagers. Even if you're only changing one person, Benjamin, you've done a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if they want to get you as usual, this is her Facebook name, Lydia Tett Olet. You can reach out to her and on Facebook, the same name you see there on the screen, Lydia Tett Olet. Lydia, I want to wish you a beautiful night. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you again next Monday.
Thank you very much.
Asante san. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our show today. I hope you picked up something. Hope to see you again next Monday. For me, Benjamin, together with Lydia, we want to wish you a happy new month of May. God bless. Thank you for your time. Those who watched from the beginning up to the end, I want to say sincerely, thank you so much. If you're just watching right now, you have missed a very, very beautiful discussion. As you can see there on screen, we were talking about sex and friends for our teenagers. You can always watch a repeat on my YouTube channel and also here on Facebook page, just in case you just bumped into this show right now. There's always, this video will always be here, and you can watch it anytime when you're free and when you're not working, or when you are even driving, or whatever you are. So long as you're a parent and you want to pick up something, please remember to check out here on YouTube. My YouTube name is Benjamin Junior Bogonko, and please do follow me on my TikTok, Benjamin_Bogonko, and also on Instagram, Benjamin_Bogonko. Until next Monday, thank you, God bless, we love you, and take care, and may the God bless all the efforts you put in raising your children. See you next Monday. Goodbye.